saying, call, it's time to rise and shine. Time to get what's mine, yeah. And I want it all, beyond the riches of the world, to the promises of God for my life. So I'm saying goodbye to the thoughts inside my mind that make me waste my time in my head.
You family, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Mumbi's Spiritual Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life very much in your own narrative, in your own mind, family, in full control of your own mind. And you know, this could actually even be an Ask Dr. Mumbi, because I have gotten several emails and comments from people who have been asking about, okay, if we're in the 5D, how do we create in the 5D? How do we even know we're in the 5D, etc., in this new reality, in a higher, more spiritually sophisticated realm where things don't operate the way they used to. You know, before, our energy was bound and it was tied so much into the Babylon system, be it through the wizardry and witchery of our family members, of friends, of different relations that we've had, or just the general system. Because, some countries like the divided states, it's constant MK Ultra. They're constantly gaslighting their population. Like everything that they studied on an individual level in the 50s and 60s, they now expanded it to the mass hypnosis. And that's why we saw the nature of news and the nature of programming to the tell I vision, telling lies to your vision, family, how it changed from, it was news a little bit and then different shows and everything. That was when they were trying to still promote the so-called American dream and penetrate their soft power around the world. But now, we're in a season and a time where, it's like now they're MK ultraing, they're gaslighting. They've created like a narcissistic death culture where all that is bad appears good and all that is good is labeled as evil. And people are constantly signing on karma to their lives because of their thoughts and their attitude, family. And the thing is, they're basically trying to use your mind and the mind of your loved ones against yourself. Please check out the show I did where I talked about how we need to be extremely hyper aware in this season because I can't even talk, family. This is so intense because people's thoughts have been activated against themselves, against others. They're just weaponized now. And, you see it when a story comes out and how people, either when it's a negative story, people will send it around the world, it will make it go viral, or they'll attack, that whole cancel culture vibe. But for you, what this means, family, is because of this death matrix and this death culture, which has kept you prisoner for such a long time, there are certain ways that you have been keeping yourself prisoner, that they groomed you to basically destroy yourself. They groomed you to self-destruct because they groomed you to think negatively against yourself, to have a very negative inner voice, to have that self-hate, self-doubt. And the whole culture, the way the culture is set up, there's never anything good that is said about us, especially as a melanated people. We're constantly being told how we're less than, how we're this, how we're the dark continent, how. And basically, family, what has happened is that your own negative thoughts, the most basic way I can say, they create clouds and negative bubbles inside of you. Because our entire body is the library. It's not just that we're keeping information here or we're keeping information in the heart. Our entire body. And there are certain schools of medicine where, you'll go to a practitioner, and I've said this before, and you'll say, oh, my knee hurts. And they'll tell you, okay, the knee represents bitterness. And you're still bitter at someone in your life which is why now your knee has kind of turned against you. It's the same with different cancers. It just means that you have you've vibrated to such a low level that you're not able to clear your energy or clear your system, and that energy sits and then materializes as something that is against, actually attacking your own body. But it all originates from your frame of mind and frame of heart, family. And so to be free of all the things that ail you right now, be it poor health, poverty, a lack of happiness, all these things, frustration, anxiety, fear, being in a job that you don't want, being in a relationship that you don't want to be in, being in an environment that you wish you could jump out of. It all starts here, family. It all starts by shifting the way you talk first and foremost about yourself. Because what has happened in this season and the time is that we've been gaslit and been in this narcissistic society for so long. Some of us were born into it. That negativity is just taken as something that, we're in a dualistic world and it's just, no, it's not. It's not normal. It's not normal to think negative about yourself. It's not normal to talk yourself out of things. And a lot of you guys are making yourself, sick with your thoughts and with that inner voice. Sometimes, some of you have such a brutal inner critic, a narcissistic, mean inner voice that needs to be arrested and dismantled. And that only happens by catching it when it shows itself and then readjusting, sitting yourself down and having a talk with yourself, family. We literally just have to start to rewire our minds as much as possible so that we can be back in balance, and especially now more than ever. Because the Babylon system is under attack. And when they're under attack, they will burn the house that they're in just to win a war. Even if it means they take out the entire civilization, they will do that to win a war. We're dealing with some sadistic people, family, some sadistic energy, very toxic, very out of balance. And as these new frequencies and new information and new vibration hit the planet, and as we sit in them more and embody them more, they are literally losing their proverbial minds. And the whole everything they did with the lockdowns and the jibby jabs was to try and build their army. Everything we're seeing with the natural disasters is all to try and contain the vibration at a low point. But nature has pulled away from the Babylon system. And the Babylon system is facing imminent death, family. And they're going to get more and more out of balance. And so if you are connected to Babylon, it's going to throw you more and more off balance because the lies are crazy. They can't hold on to the truth, literally. And so they'll do anything. They'll tell any lie. They've already told the greatest lies ever. I think Hitler's the one who said, tell a big lie, repeat it often enough, add some emotion to it, and the people will take it for a truth. Because people can tell small lies, but they always think like there's some lies that are too big to be told. There's no way they'd lie to us about this, or there's no way they'd lie to us about that. But if you're in paradise and you're looking at Babylon, you're like, hey, Babylon is losing its mind. And so, family, you have to find balance so that you can find your peace, you can find your health, and you can find your prosperity. And there's different shows I'm going to be releasing that go into different levels of doing that, because that is the most important assignment that you have right now. But just to mention a few, you must move into your own narrative, do your research, find out the great lies that have been told, find your truth. Not telling you to follow my truth, but find your truth, which will, the truth that will help you anchor into what's really been going on. And there are great documentaries that have been done on it. And, just go with what leads you. Because usually the things you're most curious about represent the biggest strongholds over your mind. So create a new narrative for yourself, which is literally like a new operating system. Spend as much time in nature as possible, because that has a healing and restorative effect on us. Learn to bounce back from disappointment and to see another perspective when things aren't working in your favor, so that you're not in the negativity of Babylon too much, because that's what now keeps you. It's like a whirlpool. It's like a spiral down. And if you entertain the anger, the anguish and the anxiety and the fear and the lies and the deception of Babylon, then that's sometimes when you feel like you're drowning and you can't come out. Start to see what you're focusing your attention on, because your attention is your power, it's your essence, it's your energy. And start calling back your energy, family, because you need it to build your new world. And start also returning other people's energies back to them. And the most powerful thing of them all, of everything I've mentioned, is to sit quietly with your spiritual team and ask them, what can I do to transform my life? Make that your daily prayer. Whether you pray to the Most High, whether you pray to Mwene Nyaga. I hope you're not praying to White Jesus, because those prayers ain't being heard. Stories for other days. Whether you commune with the ancient ones, your ancestors. It's funny, because for me, for so long I've been talking of the cosmic ancestors. But recently, I've started to feel the presence of the celestial ancestors. That's how high we're starting to spiral. But ask your spiritual family, what do I need to do to transform myself, to heal myself? Special shout out to every single person that supports us on Patreon. We appreciate, love you so much. Thanks to everyone that has bought our new single, Change My Mind. If you'd like to support the channel, the links are down below. Tuko pamoja.
Hear a clarion call. It's time to rise and shine. Time to get what's mine, yeah. And I want it all, beyond the riches of the world, to the promises of God for my life.